I've been out here 1 week now, and I decided to have a fire because this is the wood pile that was left here. Or the week before last. Anyhow, it's it. Yeah, I just decided to have a fire now, and I'll let it burn down before it gets dark. I got probably 2 hours-ish. Yeah, hour and 40 minutes probably before it gets dark out here. But enough of the campfire, and just got some elk hunters right over there. This is what we consider the backside of the camp. But that's not what I started this video for. I was doing the questions and answers, and I had Molly get a hold of me and asked me if I would do something explaining the spirituality behind this, or at least for me, I'm guessing. But I covered in the video titled My First Bigfoot Encounter. Did that last year. And that covers a lot of it, but I've been sitting here thinking, and got a side-by-side or something coming through. Hunters everywhere. Say hello to the hunters. Oh, I miss hunting. That's actually my neighbors. But so, anyway, it's real interesting, this journey I've been on in the last 2 years. I'm not going to go into what got me into this journey, because I've already, covered that pretty well in that previous video that I aforementioned. I came into this thing, what everybody calls the flesh and blood, meaning that they are a flesh and blood entity out here, and things progressively got pretty crazy out here, and it kind of started off that way for me. And I'm gonna have to move this around quite a bit because my shoulders are hurting pretty bad. It started off really interesting. My very first night out doing this, after I met Chuck, after I'd made my report with the BFRO, and we came up here, and and I was kind of chomping at the bits to show him some of the stuff that I'd found, but we decided to sit and get to know each other and conversate, and he asked me what I knew about Bigfoot, and I knew Bigfoot was real, and pretty evident with the Patterson-Gimlin film, or at least for me it was. It wasn't rocket science. And so he started explaining to me about all the differences inside the world of squatching, and he brought up the woo, and I was like, well, what's that? And he explains it to me, and my immediate response is, what a bunch of fucking crackpots. And his advice to me was that if I'm seriously going to get into this with an open mind. And that was very sound advice. Um, you know, at that point in time, you know, Chuck was where he was, and he was not in the woo camp. But things progressively, you know, got to the point to where, well, let me go back. Sorry. That first night, um, you know, when I saw the green eye glow, yeah, sorry about this, folks. I know I don't have this table or anything right now to set this up on. But you know, that very first night I saw a green eye glow, and I got zapped, and you know, next night, you know, same thing was going on, you know, and more zapping and branch breaks, and you know, the typical kind of stuff that you hear about. And I was, you know, after 3 nights of this, I was really taken back. And so I did a lot of, you know, started doing all my internet research, and boy, oh boy. But things just constantly started to progress. You know, the night that that I saw the orbs for the first time, and you know, I was like, what the fuck is that? And you know, a big red ball floating around inside the trees. You know, got to find a way to process that. You know, and you know, so that was my first taste, I guess, of a little bit of woo. And you know, then after that orb, it was all these little twinkle lights, and you know, I was like, well, what the hell is that? And then the orb would be back, and then the twinkle lights, and you know, so it's been a constant progression of things I'm experiencing out here. And you know, and I'm telling you, there is no traditional scientific explanation, you know, for the stuff that I am experiencing, and it's becoming on a constant, regular basis. Yes, I am 100% in the woo camp. I hate the phrase woo. I would rather call it the quantum camp. You know, because that, you know, that's what this is really diving into is quantum mechanics, quantum physics. It's caused me to start studying that stuff, and you know, and I'm here to tell you, it'll scramble your brain. You know, I understand the concepts of it, and I understand, you know, everything that's being done with it to the best of my ability. I do not understand the math of it, and you know, and that's how all this is proven mathematically, and it has never been disproven mathematically. But you know, enough of down that rabbit hole. You get back on track. The spirituality aspect of it is pretty plain, and it's pretty simple. The forest people that I am dealing with, and that I've been dealing with in every single location I'm going to, possess this love. And you know, it's hard to explain this, but they can project it on you. They can make you feel that love. They could also make you feel dread if they wanted to, or make you feel afraid. And you know, they've never done that to me. You know, I hear stories about, you know, people getting hit with this intense fear, and you know, I believe it's true. You know, and for what reason the forest people would do that to one person and not the other, you know, it's, you know, something I haven't figured out. Other than, you know, some of the concepts, like, you know, what Dr. J talks about, Dr. Matthew Johnson, is that they know your intentions, they can read you, and if you're a good person with a good heart, and, you know, that they're going to interact with you. And if you're an asshole, well, it's kind of like us, we treat people accordingly, and so do the forest people. And with all the different people I've brought out here, out doing this stuff with me, it's blatantly obvious that that's the case. I had brought one guy out, and it was, it was just a bad situation. We were camped over by Squatch Camp, and just not a whole lot of anything going on. But we just did what we had to do, and left. And it was very obvious that they didn't care for this guy. Other people that I bring out, mediocre action. Other people that come out, they get intense action. And I don't know how to explain that. But the spirituality to this, I've stated before on other videos, I am a very, very devout follower of Yeshua. Those of you who don't know him by that name, Jesus. I am born again. And, out here with the forest people, all I can tell you is in dealing with them, it has greatly increased my faith. So there is a very deep, personal, spiritual journey going on here for me. And, it's part of the reason why I'm sharing my experiences, in the hopes that, those of you who can't get out and, experience this stuff, you can, hopefully understand what I'm saying. And, the forest people have so much pride for their families, love for one another, and it's my belief that the reason I'm having these kind of interactions is to kind of, I don't want to say the word, or spreading the word that I'm some, I don't know, but we need to love each other. We need to respect each other, and with that comes trust, and then we can trust one another. Everything on this stinking planet right now is just just unbelievable. And you wind a spring up too tight, it's going to break. And I try to hold on to the hope that we're not too far gone. That if everybody tries to spread just a little bit of love, what a difference this will be. So that's what my spiritual journey with this is the love I receive from them, I hold deep in my heart, and I let it take me where it's wanting to take me, I guess. And I'm just trying to gather a thought on this, but where it's taking me is greatly increasing my spirituality and my faith, and at the same time, I'm learning how to to spread that love. I'm loving my family more deeply. I'm loving my friends more intensely, and just trying to you know, lead by example. And, if we could all stop fighting amongst each other and truly sit down and have the conversations that need to be held, as far as, the squatching thing, we can get to a level that I don't even know how to explain it. The stuff I feel out here, the experiences I have out here, I wish everybody could have these. So we'll see how this video turns out. I don't know if I'll post it or not. I've kind of been all over the place, but then again, that's that's what I do out here. There's just so many facets to this that it's hard to stay on topic, and I do apologize to you folks for that, but my spiritual journey with the forest people. I think that says it all. I could have just made this video and just said that and leave it at that. And that's what this is. This is my spiritual journey with the forest people. And, I'll never stop doing this. I'll never stop interacting with them, because I have so much to learn from them. I've learned a lot. One of these days maybe I'll put up a video of everything I've learned, and I know there's a lot of controversial things that I have to say, but you can't hide from it. When this stuff happens to you, you got to figure out what to do with it. With me, it's my spiritual journey, and I'm gonna do my best to kind of get out there a little more and make this known. It's kind of to the point to where I don't feel it's right for me to keep everything I've learned to myself, and I am going to start getting around a little more. So anyhow, we'll get back onto what's left of my fire, and I'm just going to let this thing die out and get myself ready for the night, and I will talk to you later. Peace out.